morning, everyone. It's my utmost pleasure to welcome you to a brand new day. And as always, we're here, always ready to brighten up your Thursday with your number one TV breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. Woo! Can you hear the crowd applauding and cheering in the background? Well, I can hear it in my head. How are you doing today? We are coming live to you from the heart of Lagos, bringing you that signature energy, warmth, and a whole lot of good vibes to your TV screens. Every Thursday is a step closer to the weekend. And on this beautiful Thursday, we need you to ensure that your coffee is properly brewed and your workday be short. So whether you're rounding off on that, project, as we wrap up the week, or you're balancing your account from the previous day, or you're looking forward to a favorable outcome, know that we have got the perfect starter tip to start your day. My name is Emil Koche, and of course today we have Mary will be joining us really soon. We have our chef who's prepping up in the kitchen, and we have some interesting, specially curated content just for you. Of course, you know that you can also watch us live on GOTV channel 16 and UHF 49. Remember to use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC when sending in those comments. We're across all social media platforms. And if you need to carry us with you wherever you go, remember, guys, that you can download our app. Either you're using the Android or the iOS store. So, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Yes, treating us to a musical performance this morning is Remaz, right? He'll be here to serenade us. He's a multi-versatile Christian creative artist, songwriter, and music producer with a signature sound rooted in Afro gospel. And today he'll be serenading us with his awesome tune.
I dey under my father, my cover.
And on birthday shout out, we'll be celebrating you, our birthday superstars born in the month of April. For our tech conversation this morning, we have Dr. Aino Ibukun Isaac. He will be shedding more light on recovering from financial losses or scam. Were you a victim of the CBEC scam? I think this conversation is for you. Taking us on a second musical ride this morning is Joseph Favor Promise, popularly known as Kid White. His music spans several genres from Afro to R&B and hip-hop.
Reality I dish you, loyalty no be issues. So for me you're single, mommy no la. Feelings they never running up on you.
And for a great conversation, we have comedian Crazy Counsel too. He'll be making an appearance later on the couch. And as always, every Thursday we bring to you books from around the world. Today we have Ayo Daniels. He's the author of the book Beyond Romance, Making Timeless Choices for Marriage. So if you are single and you're ready to, get hitched I think this conversation or this book is something that you don't want to miss out on our book review. So you can tell that we have an amazing lineup this morning. Are you ready to stay with us? Anyway, you don't even have a choice. You don't have anywhere to go to. You have to stay right here with us. And well, let's check out the weather. We'll be right back shortly.
the 24th day in April 2024. Good morning. My name is Mike Mesikeno. This is the news on Wake Up Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu has been briefed on the security situation in the country, the National Security Advisor and the heads of security agencies. The president gave fresh directives to the heads of the agencies to double efforts in tackling all existential threats to the safety of lives and properties across the country. This engagement comes less than 48 hours after President Bola Tinubu returned from a 2-week walking visit to Paris, France. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, told State House correspondents after the meeting that lasted for several hours that the president is desperate to achieve peace and sustainable security across the country and ensure the safety of lives, particularly in Borno, Plateau and Benue states. The NSA also emphasized the importance of the sub-national government in tackling security threats. Nuhu Ribadu insists that despite current security threats, it's still an improvement when compared to the previous situation, and assured that the Tinubu administration will not relent in its desire to secure the country and develop the economy.
Mr. President is insisting and working so hard to ensure that we have peace, security and stability in our country. We gave him what is going on, and we also assured him that work is ongoing and continuous. And we are very happy, very satisfied with the instructions and the directives given by Mr. President this evening. He is so worried and concerned. He insisted that enough is enough, and we are working and to ensure that we restore. We feel
Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has given a marching order to his men to flush out bandits terrorizing the residents of Baruten and Kayama local government areas of Kwara State within a month. He spoke while addressing the troops at the 22 Armored Brigade Sobi Cantonment, Ilorin, Kwara State. Senior reporter Ibrahim Alege has details. And to foreign matters, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance said his country would walk away unless Ukraine and Russia agree on a deal, echoing recent comments from Trump's envoy. His warning came after London talks between officials from the UK, France, Germany, Ukraine and the U.S. aimed at securing a ceasefire were downgraded after U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff pulled out. The U.S. is focused on talks this week in Moscow, where Mr. Witkoff will meet Russian President Vladimir Putin for the fourth time as the pace of diplomacy to end the war quickens. Meanwhile, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said he insisted on an immediate, full and unconditional ceasefire. His remarks come as Mr. Vance told reporters during a visit to India that the U.S. had issued a very explicit proposal to both the Russians and Ukrainians. Trump's Ukraine envoy, General Keith Kellogg, is attending the talks in London instead of Witkoff and Rubio, who referred to Wednesday's talks as technical meetings. Now to sporting stories. Everton are planning a move for Nantes winger Moses Simon. Simon has been consistently linked with a move to the Premier League. The 29-year-old has once again impressed for Nantes this season, netting 7 goals and 9 assists in 27 appearances. Everton have sent scouts to watch the former Levante player in recent weeks. Simon is reportedly one of the Cambodia side in the 1-1 draw with Paris Saint-Germain on Tuesday night.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And hey, you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Nottingham Forest, who have 60 points. Newcastle United make up the top 5 with 59 points after 33 games. And then to the Spanish La Liga, Real Madrid have closed the gap on title rivals Barcelona to 4 points after the slim 1-0 victory against Getafe. Arda Güler's 31st minute strike was all the Los Blancos needed to secure maximum 3 points to remain second on the log with 72 points. And in the Serie A, Fiorentina came from a goal down to win 2-1 against Cagliari. Genoa lost at home 2-0 to Lazio. Torino beat Udinese 2-0, while Juventus, the old lady, surprisingly lost to Parma 1-0. And of course, in the Italian Cup, AC Milan defeated Inter Milan 3-0 in the second leg to win 4-1 on aggregates to qualify for the finals. Now on to the local scene. Kebbi State has officially received the Torch of Unity as part of the nationwide tour, raising awareness for the forthcoming National Sports Festival, scheduled to hold from the 16th to the 30th of May in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Details in this report.
The ceremonial handover took place in Brenin Kebbi, where the Commissioner for Sport and Youth Development, Nurabala Fingila, received the torch from Mrs. Ikana Mbora, who led the delegation from the National Sports Commission.
That's very good. You are most welcome to Kebbi State, the land of equity, and I'm giving you the assurance that Kebbi State is fully ready.
Mrs. Mbora highlighted that the Torch of Unity was flagged off by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the torch journey across all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory is not just symbolic, but a reaffirmation of the President's vision to unify the nation through the power of sports.
So the essence of this is, one, we preach unity. There's unity, cooperation, peace through our youth, and the potentials we have. Sports also copes restiveness, and so we stand on that, one of the mandates, and then to the invitation for each state to participate.
In his address, Commissioner Fingila speaking on behalf of Governor Nasser Idris, reaffirmed Kebbi State's readiness for the festival.
The state government is fully ready. All is set for all our athletes to attend this National Sport Festival. It's something.
And that's it on sports and, of course, the news for the hour. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. We're just getting the show started.
Entertainment for me, first of all, I say it's a vocation. It's work for me. It's a way of life that brings about merriment, relaxation, and it's happiness. It's everything good put together. Anything at all just to make you happy, give you joy, make you laugh, make you dance. Entertainment is a way of life. What you want.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia, January 15, 1929. The son of a Baptist minister, King received a doctorate degree in theology and in 1955 helped organize the first major protest of the African-American civil rights movement, the successful Montgomery bus boycott. King participated in and led marches for the right to vote, desegregation, labor rights, and other civil rights. He advocated civil disobedience and non-violent opposition against segregation in the South, influenced by Mahatma Gandhi. The peaceful protests he led throughout the American South were often met with violence. Nonetheless, Dr. King and his supporters were persistent at the movement.
If you're born in the month of April, you are welcome, welcome, welcome. We celebrate you. You know, it's time for birthday shout-outs. Yes, always super stoked about this particular segment because we love to celebrate you and your loved ones on your special day. We start off with Abdul Qayyum Oladimeji Babatunde. The 28th of April is your birthday and your dad is celebrating you.
And I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get.
Adeyemi Kemi, 21st of April is your birthday. You are celebrating yourself. Happy birthday, Elizabeth Omatei. The 23rd of April is your birthday. You sent the shout out.
This day is your day. I wish you all the best. This day is your day, and I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get everything.
Happy birthday, Olavisi Adenuade. The 28th of April is your birthday. This is from Olajide Omolara.
I wish you long life and prosperity.
Levon Sulaimon Ola Adeshiri. The 28th of April is your birthday, and your parents and brother are celebrating you.
And I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year
Happy birthday, Mrs. Alice Adegbola. The 24th of April is your birthday, and this is from your children. Happy birthday, Olajide Christiana. The 27th of April is your birthday. Olajide Omolara celebrates you.
This day is your day. I wish you all the best. This day is your day, and I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for.
Happy birthday, Olamikosi Akombi Raji. The 24th of April is your birthday, and this is from your daddy and mommy.
Hey, everything and more.
And we are wishing you a year filled with love, joy, peace, and happiness. I hope you meet all your heart desires in this new year. And on that note, we have to head over to our first musical performance by Remaz.
Yeah, he's a multi-versatile Christian artist, of course, songwriter, music producer, and signature sound rooted in Afro gospel. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
I like Afro gospel.
So beautiful.
You know, the infusion of Afro beats into gospel and all of that.
That's
But people talk about how the sound, that gospel music should be in a particular way, should sound a particular way.
Right.
And so you have some people who are not attuned to it being linked up with maybe Afro or reggae. They have issues and all of that. What are your thoughts on that?
And for me, music is a tool. Same way someone who is a doctor, your basketballer is still a tool. So I put my message in there and drive it to people. So it's a tool. Yeah.
What's that message?
Jesus loving me.
Okay.
Right. And he saves me. And this is still me taking out the message to more people outside.
All right. So what's the title? What are you performing this morning?
Wonder by Remaz.
Okay. And what's the inspiration behind the song?
From the chorus, I know if you suffer, no matter what's in my pocket. I mean, these are times where people talk out of God's word. You know, you wake up in the morning, and especially in the city of Lagos, you hear negative words. And it's just a reminder that it doesn't matter what it looks like, right? So long as I keep beholding what's in God's word, as soon as I go out, my word should be consistent with what I've seen.
Irrespective of whether you have money or not in your pocket. You know, some people, the way they talk about money these days, you might just be hated. But yeah,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and all of that. But let's see. Is there a body of work out there? How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for over 10 years. both as a producer and a music artist.
Oh, okay. Which one came first? Which one did you
artist.
start with? Okay,
Yeah.
and then you got
Producer,
into production.
yeah.
Did you produce this song?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm looking forward to listening to it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, take it
All right,
away.
thank you.
All right.
They wonder how I shut down when I border. My brother no dey bother for my mother. I dey under oh my father, oh my cover, oh, my cover. Oh. And if it's so far, and the butter, and if it's so far, and the butter. No matter what I face, any which and every way, 'cause now God they give me grace. I'm a hasta la vista, yeah. I know they worry for desire. Joy flow like a river, yeah. Nothing wait for to see some, yeah. Hasta la vista, yeah. I know they worry for desire. Joy flow like a river, yeah. Nothing wait for to see some, yeah. And I feel so far. I know the butter. And I feel so far. I know the butter. No matter what I face, any which and every way, 'cause now God they give me grace. I'm happy.
Entertainment is life. That bit of life that makes life bearable, that makes it fun. And I know that what I do contributes to that, because I tell my staff that we are not just designers, we are actually selling joy and happiness. So when we're able to put a smile on somebody's face from the dress they wear, make someone very confident because of what they wear, we've done our job, and I'm sure that's entertainment.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Remaz, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat.
It's an inside joke, guys. But hey, you're welcome back. Thanks for joining us, Mary.
It's my pleasure. How you guys doing?
Yep,
Doing well.
Mary, you're welcome. And of course, we've got Chef Gold in the house. Chef Gold, what's good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right, great to have you. You're welcome. I see a wonderful spread that you have here. Yeah, what are we doing this morning?
Actually, I'm making sautéed chicken and plantain crepes. So it's a healthy breakfast.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
Plantain crepes.
Perfect.
Mm.
So I'm going to be blending the plantain? Or?
Yeah, of course. I'll be blending the plantain with eggs.
With eggs.
Are you going to use any bit of flour?
No, I won't be using
For for the thick consistency, get a thick consistency.
No. Just the plantain and the egg.
Wow.
It gives the perfect consistency.
I would like to see that.
I'm very interested in how this
Blessing
turns
are
out.
2 types
so
of
plantain
chicken.
has a way of also like thickening itself.
Yeah, I know
so
because I remember the time I said I wanted to go keto. I was adopting the keto diet, and so I was instead of having my regular the swallows that we're used to, I would blend plantain and then cook it and use it as a swallow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't even need to do much.
So
just put it in the heat and then
they're having quite a number of stuff trending right now. And I know there was something we said we were going to talk about, but I just wanted to touch on something really painful I came across this morning.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw this particular post about a 7-year-old boy who allegedly stole 70 naira biscuits. And his stepmom and his dad dealt with him severely to the point of pouring hot water on the young boy's legs. They did not take him to the hospital to get treated. The leg was decaying, the legs rather were decaying. And at the end of it all, his mom, that's his biological mom, maybe neighbors told her that this was going on, she probably came to check on him, found out, and with her family members, took him to the hospital to be treated. And he had to have those legs amputated.
My God.
Because of 70 naira biscuits, which is allegedly stole.
Because he was hungry.
The woman's shop.
From the stepmother's shop.
Yes, I said from the parents' shop. I can't get over the way I feel right now. Like, even just recounting it is making me feel really sad. I mean, and we talk about this, yesterday the talk was on inheritance, next of kin.
Next of kin, right.
And then we're now talking today of step parents.
Yeah.
And even biological parents who feel because I don't have your, my mom, your mom and I or your dad and I are no longer together, you are not as important to me anymore. Or children are being seen as materialistic possessions or a medium to make money. depending on who happens to be richer.
This thing you're talking about here, it's sad because you're making a reference to a step parent and all of that, and
the biological parents.
Yeah, because I mean, his father could have, tried to protect him.
Yeah, or even when that happened,
you take him to the hospital because at the end of the day, he is still your child, regardless of whatever issues is happening between you and his mother.
Mike, they waited for the leg to rot.
I think people are, before you are a parent or before you are you're
responsible for anybody.
You are first of all a human, and whether it's your child or not, people are good or bad as the case may be. And such a person, we've seen people who have cared for people who are not even their blood, as though they had relations with them.
I mean,
and then people, it's about who the person is. People talk about, oh, my mother, my biological this thing and all of that. You are dealing with callous people. Those people in that case, whether it's the step parent or the parent and all of that. I don't know how much of it, how much of the details are fact. I hope that it has come out now and then it gets relevant to authorities.
Yeah,
but this is the thing that, that happens in Yankee, where a child just pick up the phone and call 911 or something, and then police appears on your doorstep and all that. Maybe we should try something like that, because here you say, that if, that joke we make, if a child should go and call the police on the parents, as an African child, what will you do? And it's like, oh, I'll whoop him even more and all of that. Kids at some point should have, in some sort of way, access to authority, so that things like this, as it is in developed societies, can be avoided.
Well, talking about kids having access to authorities in this regard, I don't have a problem about it. But what I would say is, because I think there was a similar issue that came up on X last week. So this particular lady was saying that at this point, she is getting infuriated because her neighbor, she noticed that I can't remember the context, but she was basically calling out for help on Child Protective Services to come and take this child away from these people, because every single night, this particular child, or children rather, are always crying. They're constantly crying. And that at this point, she doesn't know who to call on, but she has to put it out there on social media so that, the relevant authorities, can maybe, stumble on the tweet and, reach out and find it.
Has she tried to find out why the children are crying?
There is an extent to which you can pry.
But has she listened to hear why? You know why I'm saying this? See, there's one thing about trying to intervene in an issue. And there's another thing about understanding the issue. The reason I'm talking about understanding, what if it's a single parent who is struggling to put them all, trying to fix things for them? Children can be fussy. If she finds out that, oh, this is not the situation, well, at the end of the day, when the Child Protective Services to come,
exactly, they'll do their investigations as well. They'll do their investigation.
It will be sad if it turns out that it's a struggling parent that now has to give up her children simply because she's trying to go through stuff. Yeah. And this going back to that story, I think I have a better understanding now as to why women would rather struggle and suffer with their children, be they 5, 6, 7, when there's a separation, than leave them with their father.
Somebody. Okay, we'll pick up on that, Mary, but let's check on Chef Gold now. You've already started, that's the onions, right? Going in and the oil. Just tell us what you've done so far.
Actually, I'm trying to saute the chicken.
Okay.
I have my diced chicken. Then I have my vegetable whole, minced garlic, the minced onion. So I'm trying to allow the chicken to caramelize, then for the flavor to actually go into the chicken.
Right.
Okay.
So
is that chicken also?
Yeah, this chicken also.
That's shredded chicken.
Shades of chicken. Now it's chicken breast, right?
It's still the same chicken breast.
Oh, my favorite part of my favorite.
So what's different about them?
Yeah, the difference about this one is I've introduced veggies inside this.
Okay.
Well, I have not introduced veggies inside this.
Are you going to be introducing veggies?
Of course, I will.
What kind of veggies are you using? We didn't even talk about your ingredients. What kind of veggies?
I have here red bell pepper here.
Okay.
I have yellow bell pepper here.
Okay.
I have green bell pepper here.
Okay.
Then I have spring onions here.
Okay.
Then I have celery.
Oh,
then I have salt. then I have black pepper.
Okay.
Then I have my vegetable oil.
Okay.
The honey is still coming inside.
As well.
Yeah, the honey is actually for glazing. Yeah.
And then the plantain, which is the star ingredient for this dish.
Yeah, the plantain and the egg.
All right.
Okay.
But then again, you've heard our conversation this morning. Have you experienced, or have you had to experience any sort of, child endangerment in that, in the context of, in the context at which we're discussing it?
Actually, I've not encountered any sort of, child endangerment to me personally, but I've seen it happen to children. So, and it doesn't go well with me. It's not something that I would love to encourage in society.
Right. Fantastic.
Yes. So what's your take though? I'm very curious, sir.
Okay.
Say for example, if parents separate, who do you think should have custody of the children?
If parents are what?
If parents separate, who do you think should have custody of the children? Who do you think will be able to handle them better?
I think responsibility one. So it depends on who is willing, to shoulder that responsibility. So it doesn't matter if it is the father
or the mother.
So it depends on how responsible even you as a parent or the man or how responsible you are to yourself. It determines how responsible you be to your children and every other person around you.
Right. Thank you very much.
I
find that very interesting.
Right.
Because, see, when a woman is capable of taking care of the children, there's always that thing of, no, it's a patriarchal society. The children belong to their father. And the woman is like, oh, I'm able to, I can. And then you're told, no, you can't have the child. The child does not belong to you. The child belongs to the father.
You know that I can't travel alone with my kids?
Yeah, even your husband cannot travel alone with your children.
I don't think it's as intricate as it is with when the mother is traveling with the kids. Except if you have a consent letter from the father.
It actually works.
So on several occasions where I have tried to travel along with the kids, when I get to the immigration point, they're like, they want to see a letter. Or better still, they want to speak to their dad on the phone to be sure that, I'm not eloping with these kids. But then again, let's piggyback a little to, the context, the crux of the matter here, which is, child, so they call it punishment, they call it brutality, they call it endangerment. But I'd like to say at this junction that if you are in an environment where you feel like a child's life is being endangered or is being, there's a certain level of violence that is meted out to these children or child, I think that you should reach out to the relevant authorities. There are child protective services under Lagos State. Let's call the attention to them and let's see how we could, help, these children, because they're human beings at the end of the day. And we see a lot of children being abused, being violated, their rights being violated regularly. So if there's anything that we can do as humans, they say it takes a village to raise a child.
Absolutely.
Let's do what we can to help.
Yeah. All right, at this point, we have to take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
That's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see us. What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam! Yeah,
today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before
Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww, from meetings.
Now this Dr. Aino Ibukun Isaac, of course, we have quite an interesting topic here. He's a PhD holder, mathematics. Quite interesting there. A seasoned business and data analyst and a visionary tech entrepreneur with, of course, extensive experience across local and international markets. It is great to have you. You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
PhD in mathematics. It's quite interesting, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but today we're talking about fixing online marketplace frustrations in Nigeria.
Yes, please.
You know, online, as it were, has changed a lot. You know, then we'll talk about e-commerce websites, but it has changed so much so that social media, from WhatsApp to Instagram, TikTok, every place is a marketplace.
Yes,
right. Everywhere is a marketplace, right? Yes. So let's lay out the frustrations people have. First of all, you understand?
Yes.
The major one, like you mentioned, is trust, right? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you realize that at this 21st century, just like you said, everything is on social media. Everything is about the media, the internet, and we need to get it secured. So therefore, there are any platform you want to get your hands on, it should be secured. So now, the security system and at the same time, the trust that you mentioned. So first thing is, when you are using a platform, are you sure of the person you are trying to transact with, either service or product? So now, there should be a product, a particular maybe application that will be able to sort the trust. That is, you are so sure that this person is collecting my money and is giving me my product, or collecting my money and is giving me my service. So there are so many things that need to be in place. There's what we call escrow system. So escrow system is a kind of system where when I pay to you, an app is going to collect the money. Hold it.
Lien or something.
Yes. Yeah. So when you hold it, before you get your services delivered,
and then the money gets
exactly at the time of delivery.
Exactly. So there's that middle person. Instead of directly giving to the person, the market or something, you get to that place that holds, and then when the service is rendered, when value has been exchanged.
When the value has been delivered as requested, that is, what I ordered was actually what I got. Then you get the money released automatically.
Interesting. You know, I have had people who maybe, you know, who wanted to do business and then they decided to go through an escrow and all of that. But as it is now, looking at our e-commerce websites, looking at how we do business online in Nigeria at the moment, that is a concept that not so many people know about.
Yes.
They don't even know about, not talk of even using it. They don't even know about it. Yes. And that's the concept that you're trying to bring in.
Yes. So now, with all of this issue, we have to develop an app, which is called Guide, and it means get your work done effortlessly. With just few clicks, you can get your work done. Take, for instance, you want to get your clothes ironed. You don't need to go and look for anyone. You just go on the app. You can download it on App Store or even on either iOS or Android, all their stores. Get it there. You can also go on the website, go on Google, type GYWDE, and you're going to see it. Download it, register, and check any kind of service you want in any part of the world you are.
If I want to use an existing, okay, so let's say I want to use an existing business place.
Yes.
Do they have to register on the app? I'm talking about the business place, not the end user, not the consumer.
Cool. So we have two users now. Okay. So we have the vendors. We call them vendors, which are the people providing the service, also called service providers. Okay. Then we have the consumers. Who are the consumers? People that want the services. They
rendered.
Rendered. Yeah. You understand? So now, if you have a particular service, you need to put yourself out there on the app. Just download it, register with few clicks. Within 1 minute 30 seconds, you register your service or your service. And in the course of registering, we ask so many details about you because we want to be sure that what you said you are doing is actually what you are doing.
Some sort of KYC.
KYC. So we ask for things like your work ID. That is, you don't want to be a carpenter and you say you're a website developer. You know, and so
you know that's the concept in Nigeria. People will say, no matter the business, bring it. I do everything.
No, you cannot do everything. So the KYC needs to be there because we have on this. We launched the app on at about few weeks ago, less than 1 month, and right now we have about 5,000 users.
Okay.
So it means that it's covering a particular gap.
Okay.
And people really love it because even when we started, we've had a lot of users, a lot of user experience review, and it is so. It's so interesting that we are solving problems, and that is what tech is about.
Okay, let's to wrap up there. Let's see how is the feedback, user experience, because that's where people have issues. You know,
Yes.
when this app, customer support feedback. Let's wrap up with that.
So,
how is it? How do
so we have a component which is a customer support component on the system.
Okay.
It's you don't need to go extra mile. Just chat. The customer, we have live agent to handle your case in case you're struggling to use it, because not everyone is tech savvy, but things are changing. So there are people there to help you out on anything you want to do. And at the same time, we have a WhatsApp number that is already on our website. At the same time, that same WhatsApp number, you immediately chat. There are people to respond to you live and make everything easy. Any service you want to do, either in the UK, US, Canada, and you want to get something done in Nigeria, just download it. See them there. They are doing so exceedingly well, and trust me, if you have a business, to put yourself out there. Everything is now on digital. No more scam on the internet and all. Thank you.
I wish you look like someone that should be my lecturer. I like the way you explain it.
Yeah,
well done.
Lecturer.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Thank you so
keep
much.
doing what you're doing, solving problems via technology.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I hope that Chef Gold, you saw how we are describing things here. That's how I'm looking forward to Chef Gold describing what's happening with that plantain and that egg, and of course that chicken breast in the kitchen.
Yes, yes, yes. Our chicken breast is ready. It has been shredded.
Yes.
And properly seasoned, and then we have our veggies as well that has been incorporated into the chicken breast. So now let's talk about the plantain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the plantain, as you can see, I blended the plantain already.
Okay.
I blended with its egg.
Eggs, right.
At least to make it fluffy. While
how much egg do you use? Do you gauge the number of eggs you use in ratio to the quantity of plantain that you're using?
Yeah, I gauged the egg to the ratio of the plantain. You know, it's a recipe.
Oh.
So it depends on how much plantain
you're using. That would determine the kind of number of eggs you're using.
So
fantastic. Okay. So now that we have, let's check out the consistency, because you blended. Okay. You know, I didn't even expect the quantity of the plantain to be this much, considering the quantity. It was quite small.
Okay.
Were there 2 sticks of plantain you used?
2 sticks of plantain.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be this much.
It was because of the egg added.
Oh, yeah. Egg has a way of, making.
So then after blending,
swirl.
then it makes it, kind of.
Yes.
Give the rise.
Rise, yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so now what are we doing?
So I'm trying to add in my veggies into the plantain, blended plantain.
Okay.
So this jelly bell pepper.
Okay. So if you're just joining us, guys, this is Chef Gold, and this morning he's making plantain crepes. I know. Someone right now is asking plantain crepes. Right. Yes, plantain crepes. You know, yesterday I was having a conversation with, one of my girls, and I was saying to them and they were introducing me to oat flour. Okay. So it turns out that I bought oat flour, and I didn't know that it could actually make pancakes. Yeah, so it's actually in powder form, has the same consistency with the flour, but it's made with oats. So it's amazing how how much you can do with just a lot of experiments, a lot of things you can do. There's plantain, there's oats, and I'm sure if you can make plantains with this, you can also make waffles with it as well.
Nothing is impossible.
Right.
Until you try. You
exactly. It's just being creative. How did you come up with this recipe, though?
This recipe, it has been a recipe that has been long enjoyed in Nigeria, actually. So
really, plantain crepes?
Of course. It's been in existence for quite a while now. But just because people don't really, get used to it because they're not chefs. So it was actually one of my chefs that taught
introduced you to it.
Yes.
Who would have thought?
And it's been very, very lovely.
Okay. So now, because I remember you saying that the chicken would act as a filling. So are we pouring this into?
I'm toasting the
plantain.
I'm toasting the plantain first.
Okay.
So it's going to look like a toasted bread or pancakes.
Okay.
So then I'll incorporate the chicken
into it.
Then
like meat pie.
Something like a meat pie, yeah. So
okay.
So you can actually feel the taste of the chicken inside
the plantain. I can't wait to see how you're gonna put that together. If you missed out on the ingredients, it's right there on your screen. We have our plantains, we have eggs, we have our chicken breasts, and then we have quite an array of vegetables. We have our spring onions, red, green bell peppers,
yes,
and yellow bell peppers as well. We have salt to taste. Am I missing out on something? We have our honey,
black pepper
as well. We have our black pepper. I'm guessing that's the only seasoning we're using in this recipe.
No Maggi, no seasoning.
Yeah, because I know that you chefs always like to go, you don't use seasoning. That's what makes you guys good at what you do. But interesting stuff happening right here in the kitchen. Super stoked, super excited. I can't wait to see how this comes together because I've never had plantain crepes before. And if this is something that you think has piqued your interest and you would love to try out, use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Send in your pictures, send in your videos. We want to see what you were able to create with this morning's recipe. Did it come out as you'd like? Did you love it and you'd like to do it again? Let us know. We'll be waiting in the comments. See you soon. The show continues.
So why do you need Dettol 12-hour protective shield?
Why? Soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's light, camera, fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire. My name is Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, Pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this. After that day, the man
you not go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out.
Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the show. It's the second half, people, and you are watching Wake Up Nigeria. We're so glad to have you join us. So whether you've been with us since the start of the show or you're just tuning in, you are welcome regardless. It's the coolest block. It's the coolest TV breakfast show on Nigerian television. So yes, and we've got a very interesting, great episode lined up for you today. The second part of the show is going to be a mix of some good food and interesting, incredible conversations, mesmerizing performances, and great vibes. So are you ready, people? Let's dive in. You don't want to miss any second of it. But before we jump into today's show, let's remind you that the conversation continues. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We want you to be in on the fun. You can also stream the show live on tvcentertainment.tv. You can also catch us on Facebook at TVC Entertainment. My name is Emeo Koche. Right, and we've got so much in store for you today. You can also catch us online. You can also catch us live on GOTV channel 16 and UHF 49. Remember, we are on all social media platforms at tvc.entertainment. Right. So, shall we? Let's do this. Right on the second half of the show, or in the second half of the show. Yay! I forgot to mention, we have Mary standing by with the Chef Gold. We are making our plantain crepes, right? And I think we're about to go in full gear, right?
Yes, we are. See, it's all blended. Look at the mixture, quite thick. So yes, obviously we don't need flour, as you said.
Told you.
Yes, you did. Okay, so Chef Gold will definitely be putting this together in a bit. I'm sure you want to stick around for that.
I think that's something that you should definitely stick around for if you are adventurous when it comes to, food. And, that's why we have beautiful arrays. We have an array of chefs who come in from all corners of the world, to ensure that you have, options when it comes to your kitchen and your food needs. But let's dive right into what we have in the second half of the show. We have a musical performance by Joseph Favor Promise, popularly known as Kid White, whose music spans several genres from Afrobeat to R&B and hip hop.
I miss you. Oh, mommy, I got you, mommy, no lie. Reality, I dish you. Loyalty, no be issues. So if you want me, you're single, mommy, no lie.
For our guest conversation, we have Crazy Counsel 2. He will be joining us to share his journey with us on the show. And for our book chats this morning, we have author Ayo Daniels. He's the writer of the book Beyond Romance, Making Timeless Choices for Marriage. I told you we still have quite an interesting lineup, didn't I? Well, stick around. Let's check out the weather.
Welcome again to the kitchen this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. Chef Gold is still making breakfast, and you know what it is, right? Plantain crepes, right?
Of course, yes.
Okay. All right, so far so good. We've made one crepe, and we'll definitely make more. Now, when people talk about crepes, Chef Gold, you know, people talk about it being thinner and, you know, a lot lighter.
Okay.
This has a pancake feel to it. Is it still, you know, crepeable? Is this possible?
Yeah, it is. It depends on what you want.
Okay.
So it actually depends on what I want.
Okay.
Some people want it more lighter. Some want it more, you know, a little bit
thicker.
Okay.
So. But this looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Thank you very
So how
much.
many plantains did you use to achieve this?
Just a bunch of plantain.
Just two
sticks.
Okay, so 2 sticks of plantain, and then of course you put in how many eggs?
3 eggs.
3 eggs, and then you got this amount. So
That's
if you
right.
don't have so many plantains and eggs, or you're trying to, you know, stick to the budget, this might actually be a better way than just frying your plantain and frying eggs. And it looks like it's going to be more filling too, despite the fact that there is no flour in it, because, you know, plantain can also be filling. So I'm looking at this as a viable option to making your plantain dishes, all right? Okay, so for how long each side? 2 minutes, 1 minute?
2 minutes.
On low heat or high heat?
Low heat.
Low heat. How low?
The lowest heat.
The lowest heat possible?
Lowest heat, yes.
Okay, so it can cook through. Ah, okay. I noticed it also gets cooked pretty fast despite the low heat.
Yes.
Okay. So what are we going to do with the eggs? Because I thought you were going to do, you know how chefs can be now, magic. Before you know it, the crepes will turn to floury something with the eggs in between and all. Is that what you're going to do with it? Well, before you tell me, let's take a look at the ingredients, okay? In case you're just tuning in, check out what ingredients we're using to make breakfast this morning, okay? All right, so, oh, this looks nice. And you flipped it so artfully. There's always an expert, and then there's us who just cook.
Thank you.
Oh, I mean it, actually. So what are you going to do with the eggs?
I'm going to fill, no, there are no eggs, it's chicken.
Oh, the chicken, rather.
I'm going to fill the chicken, stock the chicken inside the plantain crisps.
So you're going to stuff it?
Yes.
I knew you were going to do that, but I thought you were going to do it before frying, because you people do a lot of wonderful things. So how are you going to stuff it? Do you want to show me how?
Of course, I can show you.
Okay, please go ahead. Okay.
These are plantain crepe.
Okay.
Then you can just take a little bit of this.
Okay.
Something like a filling.
Okay.
Then you can have it like this.
Oh, so a bite.
So you can have just take a bite.
This is actually not a bad idea, you know. This is like making, we like to call it chicken pie. Maybe I'll rename this dish and call it chicken plantain. Is it plantain filled, plantain crepes, chicken filling, plantain crepes filled with chicken. No, it's not working. It's not working. But I'm going to figure out something before the show ends, and I'll tell you what other name I'm calling with. Or chicken plantain filling. No, plantain with chicken filling. Got it. Plantain crepes with chicken filling. That's what we're having for breakfast. Don't worry. Chef Gold is not violent. He's not going to give me a punch like, why are you changing the name of my dish? Okay, so we're making another batch. Just pour it in gently. What's in this? Because some people missed out on your making it earlier. So, and I know you put in veggies as well and all. Please tell us what's in here.
I have in here plantain, blended plantain. Then I have eggs. Then I have my red bell pepper.
Red bell peppers, okay.
Yellow bell pepper.
Okay. Red, yellow, green.
Green.
Okay.
Then I have a little bit of spring onions.
Okay.
Then I have my celery.
Is there a reason you're not using regular purple onions, red onions?
The reason why I'm not using that is because I've actually incorporated the onions into my chicken.
In the chicken.
So I don't want the flavor to be too much.
I keep calling it eggs. It looks like eggs, I mean.
Because it's scrambled.
Yeah. So well made. Okay. So this, if I do not want to put in veggies, are there any other things I can put?
Yeah, there are different types of recipe that you can add or flavor that you can add to this. You know, you can add blueberry, white berry, and if you don't want to do chicken, you can do fruits.
Fruits even.
Yes,
Okay.
either the fruits or plantain crepes, or you know. So
This is going to be very delicious because at the end of it all, we're going to drizzle honey on it. So just imagine having the already sweet plantain crepes with chicken filling, drizzled with honey, and you take a bite. I can't wait to see the face of our last guest this morning and how happy. And talk about fugasm, right? Okay, so we're going to make another filling. Do we want to do that now? Let's show, for those who just tuned in, see what we did.
Okay.
I could try it.
Yeah, you could.
Let me get something, because I don't want to use my bare hands. Let's see. Okay, so we flip this like this. I think it's better to use the other side, okay? Not the first side you made, because the other side is usually lighter. And then we put a bit of chicken. This should do, I think. This should do, right?
of course,
Okay. And then
you can just
put this like this. And it's ready. If not because the guests will be giving me side eye now. They said, let me show you people what it looks like, what it tastes like. But don't worry. We'll wait for you to do justice to it. I'll not get ahead. Not to worry. Okay. So generally, this dish takes how long to prepare?
approximately, it shouldn't take. The prep actually is the
Yeah,
main
of
thing.
course,
So
of
like
course.
while you prep, you can take up to like 20-30 minutes to prep.
Okay.
But the actual cooking
Process itself.
doesn't take nothing less than 5 minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
so it's quick breakfast, especially if you have everything prepped. So you could do it early in the morning and quickly put it all together. And it's also one that will fill more people than if you're just making your chicken separate, your plantain separate, and of course your plantain as it is, or eggs if you want. So you could replace your chicken with eggs as well. It works, right? Okay, so at this point, we'll take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Yaa Asantewaa was born on 17th October 1814 BCSA, present-day Ghana. The daughter of Kwakwa, Poma, and Atapo. Her brother Afrani Panin became the chief of Edweso, a nearby community. After a childhood without incident, she cultivated crops on the land around Boankara. She entered a polygamous marriage with a man from Kumasi, with whom she had a daughter. She was appointed by her brother, Nana Akwasi Afrani Opese, ruler of Edweso. When her brother died in 1894, Yaa Asantewaa used her right as Queen Mother to nominate her own grandson as Ejisuhene, when the British exiled her grandson to the Seychelles in 1896. Along with the King of Ashanti Prempeh I and other members of the Ashanti government, Yaa Asantewaa became the regent of the Jisu Juaben district in the Ashanti Empire, now part of modern-day Ghana. After the exile of Prempeh I, the British Governor-General of the Gold Coast, Frederick Hodgson, demanded the golden stool, the symbol of the Ashanti nation. There was a disagreement among the members of the Ashanti government at Kumasi on how to go about this. In 1900, she led the Ashanti War, also known as the War of the Golden Stool, against the British Empire. The Ashanti-British War of the Golden Stool, also known as the Yaa Asantewaa War, was led by Queen Mother Nana Yaa Asantewaa with an army of about 5,000. During the fighting, Queen Yaa Asantewaa and 15 other closest advisors were captured, and they too were sent into exile to the Seychelles. Her dream for an Ashanti independence from colonial rule was realized on 6 March 1957, when the Ashanti Protectorate gained independence as part of Ghana. Ghana was the first African nation in West Africa to achieve this feat. She was a successful farmer and mother, an intellectual, a politician, a human rights activist, a queen, and a war leader. Nana Yaa Asantewaa died in exile at the Seychelles on 17th October 1921.
Amazing. Tell you what I've been through. So if I said I miss you, oh mommy, I got you, mommy, no lie. Reality I dish you, loyalty no be issues. So for me you're single, mommy, no lie. Feelings they never running up on you. Anything where you telling me I do. Hello sunshine, baby, me not you. I go there for you, baby, me not you. I go spray for your pee like it's champagne. You go feel in my cruise, zero complain. Body divine, girl, I'm into. Gently man, zero issue. Mommy, don't cry. Mommy, no lie. Sippy soda, Mommy, don't cry. Mommy, no lie. Sippy soda. I don't cause yawa. Follow me, if I'm power. Maybe you tell me, say we run this beat together, we go there forever. I like you and you like me today. It don't love, it don't to tattoo day. My pictures go be real me. Check my hands if I say I love you. Believe feelings they never running up on you. Anything where you telling me I do. Hello sunshine, baby, me not you. I go there for you, baby, me not you. I go spray for your pee like it's champagne. You go feel in my cruise, zero complain. Body divine, girl, I'm into. Gently man, zero issue. Mommy, don't cry. Mommy, no lie. Sippy soda, Mommy, don't cry. Mommy, no lie. Sippy soda.
Thank you so much. Let's stay tuned.
Well, you just heard Kid White, but something quite interesting here. I was just talking to him and I found out his name is Joseph Favor Promise. All you need, maybe you can just add hallelujah, join or something like that. And very, very, kind of parents are very, 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 strong in that way. It's great to have you. Welcome.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So let's, what was the song you performed just now?
Yeah, that was Serenade.
Serenade,
yeah, that's Serenade, my latest project, and then one of my, I would call it's going to be part of my forthcoming EP.
Okay.
It's Lumina, all right, so it starts Serenade, and it's one of the songs on the EP.
This EP, is this your debut EP, or you've already had something before now?
No, my first solo EP.
Okay.
First solo EP, and it's going to be dropping very soon, so I dropped Serenade for them, and just to you get my first project this year, and the EP will be coming next, and trust me, something everybody will hear.
I like the vibes there. How would you describe your style of music?
Yeah, my style of music, I think my style of music is Afro soul, not really.
Afro soul, yeah.
Not really like the normal kind of Afro beat,
But that's the thing, yeah. That thing where they talk about commercialization versus what you really want to do. Have you ever had that discussion? People come out and talk about, Afro soul. Does that genre, is it the one that people would really, that is mainstream? Is that the one that people really accept? Because it's cool, wonderful, but people talk about commercialization. Does it have that commercial value?
Well, I'd say in this aspect, it's your own personal belief, you feel me? Like, you make the sound, you have the drive, you have the goal, you're pace setter. You don't need to listen or follow what has been there before. You're here to create something new. You understand? So even
if somebody came and said, I have a record deal for you, but change your style, do it like this, would you do it?
My style is my style, and trust me, it's an amazing style that anybody who pays attention would love it, and I'm that versatile, right? I can change from this to this, so everything goes for real.
One of my guys and producer just hit me and I say, you're Kid White, but you're black. So where did the whites come from?
Yeah, that's the puzzle. Like, Kid White and I'm black, Kid White and I'm black.
But how did the name come about?
I started music very early, not because everybody says I start music early, but I started music very early, and I like that name, Joseph Favor Promise, like you said. It was initially Faith Joe, in school. I was doing music back then in secondary school, and it was not just around for the love of passion and all of that. So I, kept on doing it. I was a kid then.
Okay.
Going for shows and people would be like, there's a kid in the house, Excuse me, MC, my name is Faith Joe, not Kid, and
okay, just
that
you started from a very young age.
Yeah, so I just I'm not gonna be like every other kid. I can't just be a kid as an artist, alright? So I had to put that white, and white symbolizes purity, difference, stand out, and that's how the name came.
Wonderful, I like
White,
that.
And that's all of that.
How far do you think you can go with this? When you look at the horizon, what are you seeing?
I see greatness, trust me. Trust God, greatness.
Because it is quite a competitive industry. Exactly. Afro beats, Afro soul, the Afro infusion when it comes to whatever genre now has a worldwide appeal. And in some ways, it's a little bit easier because, back then, you had to get a record label to push out your music, but now due to this streaming age, you can just put out your stuff there and people just get to listen to it and all of that. So, how prepared are you for the sort of challenges that the music industry has and is bringing up?
Well, I'm ready for it. The truth is, when we get to every bridge, we're going to cross it with determination. But if you say there's not going to be any obstacle, that's a lie. So as a fighter, you have to be ready for anything, for whatever it's going to take, and just believe you're going to win. Positive-minded, and
are you doing music full time now?
Full
time.
Yeah.
How is it? Does it pay the bills at the moment?
It does, in Nigeria, and I'm trying to balance it. Do other hustle. I'm a theater art student, graduated from AAUA. So, doing music and doing other things like personal businesses too. You understand? So to balance it, but the major piece, the music.
Is the music. Yeah. If you were not doing music, what would you be doing? Let's wrap up with that.
I'd be an actor. I act very well. I'll be an actor. I like to be in front of cameras.
Yeah. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
See you at the top. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, that was Kid White. Of course, after the performance, having a sit down with him. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. There's a little bit more to come on the show.
morning, my people. I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of your view pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't use signs.
If they look for person we go give am to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault.
If baby not there for her,
na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
But look, we no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some warrior.
Level 2, electrified fence. Space terrifying. Let's get out of here.
Hey Nick fam, remember Nick on TVC. I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't use signs.
If they look for person we go give am to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not there for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
But look, we no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some warrior.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topics.
Beyond Romance, Making Timeless Choices for Marriage is the book for review this morning, and the author, Ayo Daniels, is a passionate advocate for family health, lead pastor of Lighthouse NG, and of course the author of the book that we're reviewing today. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mentioned earlier to you earlier on that I absolutely love the cover of the book.
Yeah.
I can tell, you could tell that, you know, there's a lot of precision and meticulousness that went into the designing of the book.
You're right.
And it just, you know, picks out, you know, what it wants you to focus on, which is the title, Beyond Romance.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Now let's get right into knowing who you are. The importance of self-awareness as a person before you make that decision to cling to, you know, your supposed life partner. And I like the fact that you also used the story of Alex and Sharon to describe every chapter, using just basically, you know, using real life scenarios that a lot of us who are married and who intend to get married can easily relate with. But let's talk about the importance of knowing who you are, which is, is the first chapter in your book.
Yeah, you know that, thank you, marriage has become a subject of the day. And I mean, the recent statistics have been alarming. And the book is just out of that passion. That, okay, people get trained for their different professional course or courses, as it were, but no one prepares us for marriage. It's just like we all find ourselves in marriage. So beyond romance, knowing who you are is a very first step for anyone who wants to make a timeless choice for marriage. If you don't know who you are, it's not likely you will be able to synergize with another person in marriage. Marriage is for life.
Right.
But most people, we run into problems because we actually don't even know what our real needs are. So self-awareness is key.
I think it's also a very important question that we need to ask even at the first stage of dating.
Yeah.
You know, that first point of contact.
Yeah.
Who are you?
You are you.
Because I think it is from their analogy and understanding of who they are that you can, you know, decipher if you really want to be with this person or not.
Who are you? Where are you coming from?
Yeah.
Where are you now? Where do you intend
to go?
Yeah.
Those are very, very salient questions. Very, very important. Let's talk about, you know, finding that helpmates that you mentioned here. What are the things to determine if this person is your helpmate?
Okay, so based on what I just said right now, knowing who you are, and then where you are you coming from? Where did you start your life journey? This is who I am also. Is there any link? Can we share our lives together? What are our dreams and aspirations for the future? You know, where there is no vision, people will actually perish.
Right.
Can two work together except they agree? So these are salient questions. Okay, what are my choices in life? What am I doing with my profession? What am I doing in the community as large? And it's like, I think marriage is like preparing for a journey. You need.
It is a journey, actually. It's just that you're not going on this journey alone. You're going on this journey with someone.
So yes. So you know what it takes for us to go on a journey. We know what. Okay, how many days are we spending?
Right.
What are the things that we need for this journey? So marriage is taking that journey. In fact, the way I refer to it is like you want to take a ride in someone's car. You have to trust the sense of judgment of that person, how they can drive, or whether they will take you to that desired destination. So I think it's quite a walk. Marriage is work.
It is. I'll say that even getting past the point where you have decided to meet with this person that you want to spend your life with, another intricate part of that relationship is when you are about to say the I do's. And this particular chapter says it's like crying out for help. I am getting married.
Okay.
And there's a checklist with you know, you pointed out here, but hey, go ahead, please.
Okay, so that's, you know that these days, getting married is a big thing.
Right.
In fact, a lot of people engage the service of an event planner because there are many aspects of this. And what you find out is that most people are overwhelmed. So this is just like a guide to help people spread out. In fact, the guide take care of a whole year ahead of time.
The planning.
So that people can, it's one thing to have resources, it's another thing to be able to put such into a good use. So that planning is like a guide to free oneself from unnecessary pressure. There are actually pressure from the two people who are involved.
Yeah, you know, I was
parents.
getting there because there has been conversations around where there's usually, in some cases, we see conflicts resonate from you know, either the man or the woman, where she wants more. Maybe she's a first child, or maybe her expectations of a dream wedding is not, you know, in line or in tune with, you know, what the man wants, especially with his, you know, it also depends on how buoyant he is. Even for a buoyant person, there are some people who would just rather have something small and, you know, plan for the future instead of using so much, spending so much on a wedding. In that kind of scenarios, which I mean, even as a leader of a Christian community, you'd be you'd be familiar with those sort of you know instances. I mean, how do they handle that kind of scenarios?
Okay, so thank you for that question. One of the things that people should do while dating is to ask, okay, we are planning to share our lives together. Who is responsible for what? The good counsel,
that's a very interesting question.
Are we the one bankrolling the wedding? Even if we have, how much resources do we have at our disposal? And then who is responsible for what? If the couple know that they are the ones to be responsible, it calls for prudence with their resources. So most of the time, the counsel I give, invest in your marriage, don't invest in the wedding ceremony. So, and we've had a couple of people, I've gotten people got married in my office, people got married in a public ceremony and all that. So depending on the resources that is available. But I think good planning is needed in all ramifications.
And I like that the book also highlighted, highlighted explicitly how to plan, or how a planning guide, from 1 year into the wedding. So it helps you plan and helps you prepare just for the wedding. Now, I think one of the most interesting chapters that got my attention was, honey, what?
I was expecting you to say something. I was expecting you to say something about that.
I would say that the honeymoon phase, the honeymoon as we know it growing up, is not the honeymoon we meet when we eventually get to that point, because it also depends. I think that the idea of what honeymoon is has been maybe misconstrued or misunderstood or as the years go by, because even a lot of us are not so keen on honeymooning anymore, right? For me, I didn't have any expectations for honeymoon. I just wanted to use that time to bond with my husband. So for a full-on week, we were home. We didn't go anywhere. We watched movies. We cooked together. We ate together. We did so many things together. And for me, as much as we were trying to be prudent at the time, it was an enjoyable time, right? So let's go ahead and dissect this particular chapter.
I love your perspective, and that's what I say to people.
Right.
You don't have to spend your resources just because it's the hint thing to do to go for honeymoon. What is that period meant for? Is the first few days of a newly married couple, which they need to spend together. It's a whole lot of appraisal about the wedding ceremony, their first few days. And I love your perspective. So as long as you get that privacy to yourself, where, you're shut out from all the noise and all that, if two of you are in an apartment, that's a good place to have a honeymoon. I have friends who didn't go for honeymoon only 5-10 years after.
Right.
So it's just about preferences, but it's also about having that exclusivity to yourself as a newly married couple.
We need to wrap this up quickly, but let's talk about the role of social media in today's marriages and even in relationships in general. There is, I don't think it's pressure. I think it's personal. If you decide to make it, if you decide to fall under that pressure, I think that's a choice that you decide to, make on your own, right? Because I don't think this pressure, affects everybody generally, right? But there's just need for everyone to, showcase their marriage or relationships on social media. You want to have a grand wedding. You may not have the resources for it, but because my friend had her wedding was on social, it was the talk of the town. There was social media buzz, and you want to do the same thing because of social media pressure. What would you say to intending couples and even couples who have, found themselves in that social media frenzy?
Okay, so let's establish the fact that social media is not a bad thing.
Right.
It is good. But let's put it within the context of marriage. I think these days it just brings unnecessary pressure on relationship. And I think people should just learn to keep their affairs private. That's my honest counsel concerning that. And then secondly, it's been found out recently, it's a study that when people are having issues in their marriage, that's when they actually post on the social media.
That's very true. That's very true. That's very true.
I mean, it's just a means of getting people to oh, we're still here, we're still in this marriage and all that. So I think it's something that we really need to look at closely. Anyone should not give in to those pressure that social media can bring.
Right.
It doesn't, I mean, being out there, posting all week long it's not a mark that a marriage
is working or it would work.
Or it will work. So I think people must just learn to create the boundaries around their homes.
Thank you so much, Ayo Daniels. This is a must-have, even for couples and intending couples beyond romance, making timeless choices for marriage. I think you need to get onto Dr. Ayo's, Mr. Ayo's page, and you can reach out to on his social media handle, and then you can then you can find out where you can get the book. Quite an interesting read, I would say.
Thank you for having me today.
So we have our chef in the kitchen who's made something really nice. I hope you like it. Plantain crabs.
Yeah, I've been pursuing.
Shall we please?
It's a good place to have breakfast today.
Oh, great, fantastic. Welcome to the kitchen, Ayo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Chef Gold made breakfast this morning.
Oh,
yes.
thank you.
Plantain crepes with chicken filling, because we had to add that part.
Wow.
Yeah. So dig in and let's have your feedback on what it tastes like.
Okay.
Where did the honey go in?
So it was drizzled on it.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Did you drizzle this one? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we drizzled it. Don't worry.
So like this one, the honey was drizzled on it. So it's soaked in. Yes, it was drizzled. It's soaked in.
Oh, okay.
It's nice.
Nice.
You like it?
Thank you.
Fantastic. Looks good.
It looks really yummy.
Yeah.
It looks really full.
Yeah,
I love the look.
Yeah.
And it's actually healthy.
Very healthy.
It is healthy.
Yes, because there's no flour in it. It's just plantain,
and
eggs. That's what we used to make this, and then chicken filling.
Wow.
That's all.
Well done, Chef Gold. Wonderful one. All right, thank you for coming, sir. And a big shout out to everyone who was part of the show.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful show. We will see you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye.